California is the fifth largest economy in the world, bigger than the United Kingdom, France, and India. It's a U.S. state. In 1850, California paid bounties to kill Native Americans. Hunters were paid $5 per scalp. The state called it extermination. It lasted decades. Death Valley recorded 134 degrees Fahrenheit in 1913, the hottest temperature ever measured on the surface of the Earth. It's hotter than most ovens. California holds all three World Tree Records: the tallest tree, the largest tree by volume, and the oldest tree on Earth, all within its borders. The gold rush of 1848 wiped out 90% of California's indigenous population in just 20 years. 150,000 people gone. The San Andreas Fault moves 2 inches per year. In 15 million years, Los Angeles will be right next to San Francisco. Mount Shasta in Northern California is classified as a very high-threat volcano by the USGS. It could erupt at any time. The Salton Sea, California's largest lake, was accidentally created in 1905 when an irrigation canal broke. Engineers couldn't stop it for 18 months. In 1913, Los Angeles secretly diverted the entire water supply of Owens Valley 200 miles away through an aqueduct. The valley turned to dust. LA boomed. Death Valley is 282 feet below sea level. If the Pacific Ocean ever broke through the coastal mountains, it would flood into a massive inland sea. During World War II, California held 12 Japanese-American internment camps. Over 120,000 people, most of them U.S. citizens, were imprisoned without trial. San Quentin State Prison sits on some of the most expensive real estate in America. San Francisco Bay waterfront worth an estimated $1.5 billion. In 1981, the town of Sunol, California, elected a Labrador mix named Bosco as honorary mayor. He beat 2 human candidates. He served until 1994. In Carmel by the Sea, eating ice cream in public while wearing a suit was illegal. The law stayed on the books until 2005. In 2018, a proposal to split California into 6 separate states gathered enough signatures to appear on the ballot before a court struck it down. Silicon Valley was born when 8 employees walked out on their boss, William Shockley, in 1957. They were called the Traitorous Eight. They founded the entire tech industry. Apple, Google, Facebook, Netflix, and Tesla are all within a 50-mile radius of each other. If a disaster hit that zone, the global economy would collapse. California produces 80% of the entire world's almond supply. If California has a bad drought year, almond prices spike globally. In 2000, Netflix, started in a tiny Los Gatos office, offered to sell itself to Blockbuster for $50 million. Blockbuster laughed. Netflix is now worth $400 billion. The Hollywood sign originally said Hollywoodland. It was a real estate advertisement built in 1923. The last 4 letters fell off and nobody put them back. Hollywood exists because of Thomas Edison. He held all the patents on filmmaking equipment and sued everyone. Filmmakers fled to California to escape him. Los Angeles has more plastic surgeons per capita than any city on Earth. Beverly Hills alone has more than most countries. Yosemite Valley was carved by glaciers during the last ice age 10,000 years ago. The granite walls on either side rise nearly a vertical mile. California condors went completely extinct in the wild in 1987. All 27 remaining birds were captured. Through intensive breeding programs, there are now over 500. The La Brea tar pits in the middle of Los Angeles are still actively trapping and preserving animals today, right now, in the middle of a city of 4 million people. California's Central Valley produces 25% of all food grown in the United States. A single 450-mile stretch of land feeds a quarter of the country. A major earthquake of magnitude 8 or higher along the San Andreas Fault is not a matter of if. It is a matter of when. Seismologists say it is already overdue. The oldest living organism on Earth is a creosote bush in the Mojave Desert called king clone. It's 11,700 years old, older than the pyramids by 9,000 years. The Zodiac Killer operated exclusively in Northern California in the late 1960s. He was never identified. His last confirmed letter arrived in 1974. The case is still open. In 1962, 3 inmates escaped Alcatraz and disappeared into the San Francisco Bay. The FBI officially called them drowned. Their bodies were never recovered. California is home to 30% of the entire United States homeless population. One state, 1/3 of the country's unhoused people. Charles Manson and his followers murdered 9 people in Los Angeles in the summer of 1969. Manson believed he could trigger a race war. Instead, he ended an era. The 1989 San Francisco earthquake struck during the World Series, being broadcast to 62 million viewers. It's the most watched natural disaster in television history. California has 32 active military bases, more than any other state. The U.S. Navy's largest base in the world is in San Diego. The California grizzly bear is on the state flag, but the last one was shot in 1922. The animal California chose to represent itself no longer exists. San Francisco's famous fog is named Carl. Carl has his own Twitter account with over 385,000 followers. He posts. People respond. It's a whole thing. There is a town in California called Weed. Population 2,295. Highway signs reading "Next Exit Weed" are stolen so frequently the city stopped replacing them. Walt Disney personally fired the original Jungle Cruise Hippo operators on opening day in 1955 for not being entertaining enough. The ride opened anyway. California issued an official state apology for Japanese-American internment in 1977, 31 years before the U.S. federal government did the same. More languages are spoken in California than in any country in Europe. Over 220 languages are spoken in Los Angeles alone. San Francisco's cable cars are the only moving national historic landmarks in the United States. They've been running since 1873. California has more licensed therapists per capita than any other U.S. state, and more than most countries on Earth. The world's first motel was built in San Luis Obispo, California in 1925. They literally invented the word motel, a combination of motor and hotel. During the Cold War, California had over 60 Nike missile sites designed to shoot down Soviet bombers. Several of them are now public parks and hiking trails. Los Angeles was founded in 1781 by just 44 settlers. 26 of them were of African descent. The city that became the entertainment capital of the world started tiny. Gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill on January 24, 1848, exactly 8 days before California was officially ceded to the United States by Mexico. California is banning the sale of all new gas-powered cars starting in 2035. Because of California's size, most car manufacturers are building to meet that standard globally. California grows 90% of all avocados consumed in the United States. The industry is worth over $400 million per year. The city of Fresno has more Armenian Americans per capita than any place outside of Armenia itself. Over 70,000 Armenians call Fresno home. California sets environmental standards the entire world follows. It passes laws that rewrite how global industries operate. It's technically a state. It acts like an empire.